What's up, fam? This your boy Cut to the Chase TV. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and be sure to share this video. I got some news for you Negroes today. Chicago rapper Lil Jeff was shot 15 times and killed after a failed murder attempt, and that's the way his life was supposed to end. We all seen the video. We all know what happened. Lil Jeff hopped out the vehicle. He ran up on a group of guys. He opened fire. They returned fire. They struck him 15 times. He died on the scene. And the moment the news hit the internet, us as a public shared the same sentiment that Lil Jeff got what he deserved. You can't just run up on people, open fire, and think they gonna just let you kill them, and they ain't gonna return fire. See, it's all fun and games when Lil Jeff is in interviews. It's all fun and games when he's in songs. He mocking dead rappers. I'm smoking on this pack. I'm smoking on that pack. But when somebody turn your ass into a pack, it don't feel too good. Now your family is mad. Your homies is upset. But life tends to come around full circle. There are no victories in the street life, I keep telling y'all. Just a few months ago, we all was praising Lil Jeff. Everybody was calling him the new King Von. Everybody was saying he got 11 bodies. He's doing the right thing. He's a real hitter. But when that hitter get put to rest, everybody got an issue with it. And I know I'm a blogger. I'm not supposed to be fake with my audience. I'm supposed to come on this camera teary-eyed. I'm supposed to give speeches. I'm supposed to give lectures about stopping the violence, about how black men need to treat each other better. But that's never going to happen until we just gain neutral respect, until we stop gangbanging, until we stop disrespecting the dead. And Lil Jeff had that bad because all of his interviews, he was rapping about his bodies. He was talking about, I got 11 bodies. I'm a real hitter. I'm well respected. And to be fair, from all accounts, Lil Jeff was really about that life. But the thing about being about that life, it's always another motherfucker who's about that life as well. See, these gangsters gotta stop thinking that. Oh, I'm a hard nigga. I don't play no game. It's a nigga 2 blocks from you, the same as you. That's all I'm saying, man. So we gotta be realistic, and we all know what happens next. Lil Jeff get taken out, and the people that's allegedly responsible for it, they get to bragging on the internet. They get to sleep dissing. They get to dissing Lil Jeff. You know how the saying go, I'm smoking on that Lil Jeff now. I'm a real hitter. We got Lil Jeff, because Lil Jeff was a big wig out here in these streets. He wasn't no slouch. And the thing about being a hard hitter, the things about having street credentials, when you get taken out, it's a celebration. We don't care about how your mama feel. We don't care about that you had kids. We don't care that you was finna blow as a rapper. All we care about that you was in the way and we got your ass out the way. And today is Father's Day. Been about a week and a half since Lil Jeff passed. That didn't stop his killers from mocking him. Take a look at this Instagram post by one of Lil Jeff alleged killers. Let's go. Hey, you can leave. Boom! That is Lil Jeff alleged killer IG post. Now they call him Dooski, Trey Gang, Trey, some shit like that. I'ma read what they posted on his IG. Let's go. So this is name Dooski Gang Trey. This is what he posted on IG. He say LAX all red, I'm bleeding. 12 shots to the chest, he can't breathe. Now everybody's kind of up in arms about that. Everybody's shocked. Everybody clutching their pearls. They say, how can he be so disrespectful? He's mocking Lil Jeff on Father's Day. How is Lil Jeff mother gonna feel? How about his children? The streets don't give a damn about none of that. They call themselves savages. They say they about that life. So what we might look at crazy and insane, that's typical for them. We got Lil Jeff out the way. Let's rub it in. Let me pop my shit on IG. We all know how the saying go. And the comments is even worse. Let's read the comments on this post. Vert7900 said, Goofy K. Then you got people saying, drop below so we can give your kids a Father's Day surprise they won't never forget. You can't do this when y'all watch y'all man die in y'all face. You see that? Let's read some more. You in tour with Drill City Bloodhounds? ? Then another person said they still mad we killed they rapper. Somebody put, is that Lil smoking? Long live Lil Jeff. Comment, clock is ticking. Then somebody said, your boy on the right dumped on bro. Let's see who he's talking about. Your boy on the right. Let's go to the right. Now you see that short chubby nigga? They is alleging that is Lil Jeff Killer. They is alleging that he's responsible for it. And then you see in his comment sections, you got people mocking the dead. You got people arguing back and forth, talking about drop your location. We're going to come after your kids. And these are the group of people that we supposed to speak some sense into. These are the group of people that community activists is trying to change the hearts of. Pastors are trying to change the hearts of. I'm here to say, some people are beyond repair. You can't save everybody. Some niggas, you just got to look at them and say, ain't no hope for you, bro. You ain't got the IQ. You ain't got the compassion. And you just ain't got the morality to live a productive life. Sometimes we gotta throw away the street dudes. I know everybody feel like they can save a street nigga. I know everybody feel like a street nigga can be rehabilitated. But I'm here to say I've been in the streets my whole life. Some niggas is just lost. That's all they know. They have no goals, no aspiration, no motivation. All they care about is get back. All they care about is the street culture. I want to name in the streets. Damn a 9 to 5. Damn raising my kids. As long as the streets respect me. Know as I can get $1 out of 15 cents, I'm good. So we gotta look at these same dudes and say, you on the internet talking crazy. Y'all at war with each other. We can't save y'all. Y'all niggas old. We gonna go down to the younger children. That 9, that 10, that 11-year-old. Before the streets take them. That's the key. And you know what's really sad about this Lil Jeff situation? He's a rapper. He had success. He allegedly had bodies. In all his interviews, he was bragging about the bodies. He gets shot and killed. And his mama seemed like she was very proud of the life he lived. Because after he got killed, she had made a post saying, shout out to my baby Lil Jeff. He got the streets ringing. Ma'am, that ain't nothing to be proud of. You didn't put out a productive young man. You put out a murderer, a robber, somebody with lack of moral ethics. And why are you bigging up in them? Yes, Lil Jeff had the streets ringing. But he had it ringing for all the wrong reasons. Not because of his talent, it's because he was a terrorist. That's why. So all y'all mamas, I know that's y'all little baby. I know they can do no wrong in your eye. I know you always saying he's innocent. But sometimes you mothers gotta look in the mirror and look at what you guys produce. Look at the project you gave to the rest of us. Now the rest of us gotta suffer because you half-ass raised a child. I'm just being honest. Dads too. If you a nigga and you walked out on your child, and then your child grows up to be a terror, a monster, you don't get to come back around after your child passed away and talk about what you should have did. No, you still got time now. That's all I'm saying, man. So parents gotta do better as well. Cause I got children and I don't want my kid to interact with y'all kids if they being half-ass raised. I'm just being honest. So when your child passed away, how about instead of big upping them, how about telling the true story? Hey, this is my son Lil Jeff. He went down the wrong path. Maybe I should put out the real story so none of you other children will go down that same path. But to get on the internet and make a post and big up in Lil Jeff, that is just insane. Now I get that's your son. I get you may want to celebrate his life, but do that in the privacy of your own home. That's all I'm saying. When we see you big up in Lil Jeff, that's starting to rub people the wrong way. Cause just like you mad that somebody took him out, how you think the victims of him of his rap feel that you big up in them? So it worked both ways, right? And let me say this, cause I've been seeing a lot of people celebrate in Chicago. They are celebrating the decline in violence, poking their chest out, emailing me. I get tons of email of people saying, cut to the chase. You only speak negative about Chicago. You don't never speak about the good we do. Have you noticed that the homicide rate have went down in Chicago? Yeah, you want to ignore that. And I get a lot of these emails and I start feeling bad. I start reflecting. I start doing some inner self-reflection. Am I being biased on Chicago? Am I being fair when I cover Chicago? Because I got a lot of people saying I only cover the bad on Chicago. So I started doing my research. And yes, it's true. The homicide rate has went down in Chicago. But every victory is not meant to be celebrated. Because y'all still a hot ass mess regardless. So I got to speak on how I feel. I got to speak on what's right. I can't be celebrating more victories. Nobody wins. But I'm going to show you this chart that shows that the homicidal rate has actually went down in Chicago, just to be fair. Let's go. Boom! This is the homicide rate in Chicago from 2019 to 2023. Let's read it together. In 2019, Chicago had 506 homicides. In 2020, it jumped up to 772. In 2021, topped off at 800 homicides. 2022, it jumped back down to 695, and in 2023, they had a 617 homicide rate. That is actually good. The last 2 years of Chicago has actually went down, but it's still a violent city. We can't celebrate that. Especially after y'all just had a weekend with 30 shootings, 8 people killed, and the police made 0 arrests. I think that's part of the problem as well, because we can talk about the gang members. We can talk about the violence, but we got to get on this police force as well. The reason why y'all got so much violence in Chicago, because ain't nobody solving a damn thing. Time after time again, we hear about these deadly weekends in Chicago and no arrests being made. That's the problem. Let's take a listen to this news clip and they can further explain what's really going on in Chicago. Let's go.
More than 30 people have been shot across Chicago this weekend, including 5 fatally. 2 of those deadly shootings happened this morning. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jackie Bang.
And I'm Tamon Bradley. Let's get started tonight with WGN's Courtney Spinelli with our top story.
6 of the people wounded in shootings this weekend were under 18 years old. The youngest just 12 years old.
Did y'all hear that? 6 of the people wounded in Chicago this weekend was under the age of 18 years old, and the youngest was 12 years old. Because we always go on these lectures, we always go on these rants, we always talk about the victims are young, they had so much life to live, they had so much potential, but we tend to forget that the killers are getting younger as well. If a 16-year-old was taken out, chances are he was taken out by somebody his age. So let's be fair, the victims are getting younger, but the killers are getting younger as well. So we gotta keep that in consideration as well. But let's continue.
5 people also lost their lives in shootings this weekend, and community activists remind the impact of this shouldn't be lost on anyone.
These are not just numbers, these are people, these are individuals, these are lives touched as lives are lost.
CPD says,
I get them. Every time Chicago have a deadly weekend, they'll run a news story and they'll go find the nearest community activist and have him on the news. And he'll speak about the violence. He'll tell her how awful it is. And I'm here to say, that shit really don't work. Because I've been around gang members, grew up around gang members. They ain't never been looking at the news and decided to stop killing each other because a community activist said so. That's not going to work. I know the news feel like that's being productive. They ain't productive. And plus, when the dude was talking, he wasn't even convincing. He had no emotion. He didn't really move me. If you're going to talk about violence, if you're going to talk about the youth, can you be a little bit more energetic about it? Because this dude monotone. This dude looking like he just reading. Then it put me to sleep. So if it ain't moving me, do you think it's gonna move a cold-blooded killer, a gangster? Hell no. So this dude need to go ahead and rehearse a little bit more. Move the people. Don't just sit there and talk. But let's continue.
just after 9:15 Friday night in the 500 block of East 31st Street, someone opened fire from a silver sedan, hitting a 12-year-old boy walking and a 15-year-old girl sitting in a car. Not long after, a separate shooting wounding a 16-year-old boy who was standing in a parking lot of a fast food restaurant near 35th and South King Drive.
These are children, these are futures, and that is more important than any statistic or any number.
Across the city.
Now, let me say this. In his defense, his heart's in the right place. He doing a good deed, but his verbiage and the things he's talking about is a bunch of things that people no longer care about. He's talking about their children. He's talking about how young they are. That speech worked in the 90s. Because it was a code. No women, no children, no young people. If we got issues, let's meet up one-on-one. These new breed gangsters no longer care about that. They'll get you in front of kids. They'll get you in front of your mama, your granny. Hell, if your granny get in the way, they taking her ass out too. So this same speech this dude is giving, his heart's in the right place, but it's a little bit outdated. Those new kids don't give a damn about that. I'm just being honest with you guys. So we gotta look at each other as a whole. We gotta look at what's going on in Chicago and address the real issue. Everybody wants to walk around it. Everybody wants to say it's violence, but why do violence happen in Chicago? It's due to gangs. Everybody posting up on the street corner. This gang take that gangs out. This gang won't get back. They turn each other on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. So a lot of that is going on, which makes the violence more rapid in Chicago. Let's just be honest. Because when you take somebody out, they're not being shy about running to the internet and mocking the dead. So that's part of the problem as well. So we're going to address the violence in Chicago. We're going to address the homicides. We got to look at the full picture. We got to address everything. We just can't say let's stop the violence and not address the gang problem. We can't say let's stop the gangs and not address the violence problem. Address it as a whole, and maybe we'll make some way, and maybe we'll make some progress. But right now, it seems like we're going backwards. We take 2 steps forward, take 3 steps back, and we'll never get ahead doing it that way. But anyway, guys, those are my thoughts about this whole situation. But I want to know how you guys feel about it. Leave a comment, share this video. I love you guys. Peace.